Hello and welcome to how to convert PDFs you already use into apps, a service of Snappy. Alright, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Thanks for coming by. This is the How to Convert PDFs into Apps webinar by Snappy. My name is Steven. I'm from the support team, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So first thing you want to do is go to the Snappy website. And I'm sure most of you already have an account, especially if you're seeing this right now. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to sign up. On the home screen, you'll see that there's if you scroll down a little bit, there's a app menu. And this is basically our app templates. So if you want to build an app and you're not really sure where to start, this is a great place to look. You can just type in your industry. So say you work for the restaurant industry. Just type in restaurant and you should get restaurant app. And this is basically going to be like a foundation for an app you can create on our platform, which I'll be showing you how to get into our platform today a little later as well. But first things first, we need to make an account with Snappy. Just in case you haven't done that already, you're just going to click sign up right here. Really, all this information is not too important. The biggest thing you have to remember is your password and your email. So I'm going to sign in real quick. See if I get the password right the first time. Probably won't. Nice, I did.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
That's weird. Thanks, GoToWebinar. Should I? Alright. Wow, I was muted that whole time. Let's say it again. Alright. Hi and welcome to Snappy's webinar of how to convert your PDFs you already use into apps. So I think I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Snappy website. We have if you scroll down a little bit, a menu that shows you the different foundation apps that we have. We call them templates, but I think foundation is a good word to use. They're basically the building blocks for creating an app. So if you click on one of these, say you want to work for, or you work for the construction industry, and you want to create a daily log app. So you would just click the daily log app. I'll show you some information there, and this is going to act as, like I said, a foundation for an app that you can build onto. So if you don't really know what you're doing and you just kind of want to see what we're about, you can actually download this app on the App Store and then use it and customize it later on. So just a nifty little thing that we have on the home page here. But first things first, if you want to convert a PDF into an app, first thing you want to do is go into, well, first thing you want to do is sign up. So go ahead and sign up if you haven't already. I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Alright, and this screen is going to come up when you log in. It might look a little bit different depending on what you've done on your account already, but it should look pretty similar to this. Create a new mobile form app is probably where we're going to go. It kind of puts you right into the editor, but I want to show you some other stuff that our platform does. So I'm going to go to create a new app instead. So some other stuff you can do here though, if you check out my profile, you can actually link up your Facebook and Google accounts. If you want to do that, it makes things a little bit easier to find later on. And you can also mess with your profile data if you want to change your number, your name, whatever. Alright, so My Apps obviously takes you to a list of your apps. Order a custom app is going to take you to a screen where it allows you to contact the sales team. And this might be a good idea if you really don't want to build your own app. This will show you, or this will contact the sales team and they'll give you back a quote on how much it's going to cost to build that. So you don't have to do anything special, just list off the requirements and what you envision the app doing. If you have pictures, you can also upload them through here. Alright, so I know it's a lot of different options. The one we're looking for though is create a new app. Like I said, you can also go to create a new mobile form app, but it's going to skip a few steps that I want to show you before we go to that. So I'm going to show you create a new app instead. There's three different options here. Express Form Builder is just going to take you right into the form editor. But again, I want to show you some other things that the app builder can do. So we're going to go through the app builder first. And then there's a Guru mode, which I don't recommend unless you are a programmer or a coder. It's a little bit more difficult to use. And it's only really necessary if you're going to be making connections to like an outside database or something like that. In most cases, you won't be, but it's there if you need it. There's also an easier way to flip-flop between the two, so you don't have to worry too much about this decision right here. So yeah, we're going to go into the Express App Builder. That's where we want to go first. Now remember those foundation apps I was talking about before? You can actually see them all on the next screen here, and this will allow you to click them and edit them right from the get-go if that's what you want to do. So if I hit all templates, give it a second, we have a lot of templates, and you see like the construction one we were talking about. I can click that and use this as a sort of template for what the app is going to be. We don't really need to do this though. I want to show you just how to make a PDF into an app. So you can add a PDF to any of these as well. We're going to skip this part though because I just want to show you that one part. So just skip templates. And then the next screen is going to be the color scheme. You can edit the color scheme later, so you don't have to worry too much about this decision either. But this will show you some basic color schemes that might line up with your business. I'm going to go ahead and click orange light, or I guess we're more orange white to line up with Snappy. Then I'm going to press continue. Now, if you first get to this screen, let's see what it ends up doing. Okay, so it ended up opening the widget menu. So if you get to the screen and you don't have any widgets, so you didn't pick a template or anything, it's going to open up this dialog. And this is our list of widgets. So you can see there's a bunch of different stuff here. You can have a QR code scanner, PDF library, even JavaScript plugins. So there's a lot of stuff you can have. But if you're just converting a PDF, then this is the only one we're going to be concerned with, is the new form widget. So I'm going to click that guy. You can see it took us to a new screen right away. So this is where the button from before would have taken you to immediately if you would have clicked that instead. But like I said, we did the other steps first, so I just showed you the long way to get here. You see on the left here, first thing I want you to notice, this is our form editor, by the way, sorry. First thing I want you to notice is that we have a lot of fields over here. The good thing about using the form editor instead of the PDF editor is that you have access to more features. So instead of the PDF one only having, I think it has 9 fields, this one has a lot more options, and it lets you do different things with those options. So one thing I always like to mention for example, is like the Map GPS feature, where you can make this particular field inside your form required. And what that is going to do is going to make sure that whoever's using this form has to fill out this map input in order to send the form out. So it's very handy, but you can also combine other features into it as well, like it'll record the user's location, and you can hide it. So if you use this combination of settings, it will basically hide itself, record the user's location, and send it as part of the form. So what that means is that if you get the form and well, basically you can see where your worker is when they send the form. You can see it, you can track their location in a way. So this will allow you to be sure that you're able to know where they are and know where they're supposed to be. So moving on, basically this is just our form editor. We're not going to be doing much work here. I'm going to load the PDF now instead. So we don't want to save changes. I'm going to draw a file. I'm going to press welcome to Snappy. So I have basically here, let me back up. Once you press load PDF, this screen is going to come up, and this one is basically asking you whether or not you want to either drop the file or click to upload. You can see on the left over here, our fields already changed a little bit, so we don't have as many options as we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. And this is a document that I threw together quickly. It doesn't actually say much, and your form is obviously going to be way more complicated than this, but it's a good instructional document, and it's easy to work with. So I'll just show you how to add fields to this, and it should give you a basic idea of how to add fields to your form. So to get started, one thing I want you to notice is that if you want to go back to the other form editor, all you have to do is click New Form up here, and it'll convert you back over there. You still have some settings over here for your form that allow you to choose who it is emailed to, the name of the file that is generated, the template, so you can change how it looks. But we're more concerned with the basic and pre-built fields over here. So this is going to be how you add inputs to your form. On your form, like I said, it's probably going to be way more complicated. You're going to have like first name, last name, address, you know, maybe gender. Maybe you have a huge list of checkboxes, things like that. So you can't actually add text to this. That's one thing I want you to realize. You can't customize the PDF. All this will allow you to do is put inputs on top of the PDF. Okay, so that being said, let's get started with this form right here, and this will give you a general idea of how to do this. So name is probably just going to be a word, right? I don't think I need a drop down for it, or you might, but probably not. You can have checkboxes, radios, all that. So I think it's just going to be a text and number, which is just a field to input words. The reason why it says numbers as well is because you can also use this for addresses, but we're going to do something else for address, so I'll show you that in a bit. So you can see when you click this, now this is my, my field, my input field. I don't have as many settings as I did before. All I can really change is the field name, and what this is it's just a name that the computer generates for the computer to know what field this is. So there's no real need to change it. So yeah, this obviously doesn't give you as many settings as the other one. So I just wanted to point that out. So moving on, we can go to address, and the way I would record address, you can do text and numbers as well, but you can actually use Map GPS. And what Map GPS will do is it'll just record wherever that location is at that moment, wherever that user is at that moment. You can also overwrite the location and put in an address, but you can record it much faster if you just if you're in the place. So it really depends on what you're using it for. Like if say you're acquiring information for a medical form or something, um, then I would probably put the text numbers field, because it just you know that that person's not going to live at that location that it's being recorded at that moment. Um, so yeah, just do whatever is fit for the job. So next one is going to be gender. One thing I wanted to point out with gender is that it can only be one or the other, right? You can't be both. So in this case, I would probably use a radio button for this one. The cool thing about this platform is that if the radio buttons are on the same axis, then the system knows that it can only be one or the other, and not both. However, you may run into the situation where you do have to use both, in which case we have our checkboxes here as well. I'm just going to put them there so you can see what it looks like when we do the mirror at the end of the video. So now I have drop-down example. I couldn't think of anything, so I'm just going to use drop-down example. So drop-down actually does have some other options you can change here. For example, values, you have you have your different things you can have on your drop-down list. So drop-down is the easiest way to remember it is when you are signing up for a new website and it's like asking you for your address, the state, it's usually in a drop-down. So it'll give you a huge list of all the acronyms of the different states. Drop-downs in this work the same way as well. So to change the values, which are going to be your different options inside your drop-down, you just have to keep pressing plus here. Maybe you only have 2 options, so you can just do it as you see fit. One thing I want to mention is that even if you do have all these options here, on your drop-down example, the default is always going to be the first option. So if you don't want anything to be there for the first option, you have to delete that. You press apply, you can see that it's no longer the first option on the list. I like doing that just to make sure that the person knows they have to click here to continue. They might skip over it. So the other fields that we have are going to be adding an image to your document. Date and time does exactly what it says. It records the date and time, although you can adjust it, because like I said, there's no settings here for you to hide it or make it required or just automatically record it. We also have audio, which is just going to make an audio note, so I'll show that as well. And then the last one's going to be sign and draw. I actually don't like using sign and draw too much. The image logo field allows you to draw as well, and it gives you more space, so sometimes I use that instead. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. You'll see when we pull it up on my phone that it's a little bit skinny, I guess would be the right word. So once you have that filled out, you're good to go. Basically, all you have to do is exit back to the app builder. We do want to save changes this time. And go ahead and make an app name at this time. I'm just going to put app name. It'll make it easier to identify later when we're pulling it up on our phone. Or you can not name it. I mean, whatever. Cool. So here on the mock phone, you'll see that we have our form here, but it doesn't show any of the fields. That's because the fields will only show up on the phone. If you're trying to run it on the HTML5 preview mode, which is basically going to show you what the app will look like if it was a website, which I'm going to show you how to do that as well. I know that sounds confusing, but I'll show you how to do that as well. Except the PDF function is not supported on HTML5 yet, so that's not going to work. Just wanted to point that out. Okay, so down here is where the next part happens. So now we can do save and run on device, and this is basically what we've been doing all along whenever it asks us to save. That's all this is doing right here. It's going to be more relevant in a bit, and I'll show you that. You can invite users, which is also useful, and I'm going to show you why in 1 second. Actually, should have clicked this first. So let's open the publish screen. We just saved, so we don't want to save again. And I will explain this. We'll do HTML5 first, then public app, and then private app. So HTML5, all it's going to do is it's going to make this into a website instead. So it's basically so that people with only a Windows computer or a Mac computer can access the app still. Before, you can only access it with a device like an Apple device or a Android device, but ever since we released the HTML5, you actually can access it through a website instead. One thing I want to point out though, like I said before, PDFs aren't going to work with that, so if you want to do that, you have to add some other widget to it. I'll just do take a photo, because this is the first thing I clicked. So just to show you what HTML5 is, we want to save now because we added something to it. So click HTML5, and then the web name is going to be the URL. So you'll see right here it's app name. So when it generates the URL, you'll see what it makes. You'll say your web link is ready. You'll probably get an email as well with this link, so you don't have to worry too much about saving it. There's my email. And you can see that the PDF was not supported. Thank you. On HTML5. Okay, so, sorry, excuse me. Where was I? Okay, so this is their HTML5 version, but the PDF doesn't work. So we're going to go to the gallery instead, and you can see that this does work. I can actually take a photo and use it as if it was the app on my phone. It's a pretty neat little feature there. And like I said, it allows you to put your app on someone's computer. So it's a kind of a cheap way to make software. Alright, so back to publish. Oh, and I'm going to take this gallery out now so we don't further confuse ourselves. Okay. Can't stop coughing. Alright, so now we have, the next one I wanted to show you was public app. So if I click public app, you can see that it comes up with a huge list of settings here. Public app is only for when you want to push your app onto the public market, as in the iTunes store and the Apple and the Google Play Store. In most cases, you probably won't have to do this, but if you are making, say, an app for a restaurant, and you want people to find and download your app, then you probably want a public. You don't want it to just be secluded to the people that you're inviting, which is what a private app is. Another thing I want to mention is the pricing model, because a lot of people seem to get confused at this point between public and private. Public apps, since there's no way for us to record how many people are going to be using the app since it's on the stores, public apps are only $50 and it's an unlimited amount of users. So it's $50 a month. On top of that $50 though, you also have to pay for your developer accounts in both the Google Play and the App Store, or one if you want to only publish in one of them. The App Store is at a fixed $100 a year, and it's been like that for a while. The Google Play one tends to deviate between 30 and 50, and that's a one-time fee though, so you don't have to pay it again after you pay for the developer account. So the last option here is private app. And private apps basically are for people that are going to use it within an organization. So how do you how do you get people in your organization to have your app? So the way you would do that is you would click invite users, and through here you can type in, like, say I wanted to invite myself, which is weird. Why would you do that? You just press the email, press add, and it'll put it on this queue list down here. You can separate the emails by lines. You can do multiples at once. If you have a huge list of emails, just copy paste it. Or if you have them in an Excel document, you could also upload your Excel document and it'll grab the emails from that document. Okay, One thing I want to note too is that if it says not sent, that means it is not sent. So you have to press invite for that to happen. I'm not going to do it because I don't want another email. But yeah, we get a lot of people asking questions like, why did my invite not send? It's because you have to press this down here as well. Okay, so that's how you get more people into your private app. Another thing I want to mention is that if you're using a private app, then you don't have to worry about, you can republish the private app as many times as you need to in order to get the right app. So what I mean by that is that there's unlimited amount of prototypes. If you want to see what works best, you can just use it a little while, come back to the platform, change it, use it again, and there's no cost associated with it until you publish. So how do I use a private app? Alright, so once you've gotten to this screen, after you press publish in private app, it's going to say this is how you run the app on your device. What you're going to want to do is download the Snappy app. And I actually have a program on my computer, pull it up really quick, that allows me to mirror, okay, it allows me to mirror what I have on my iPhone, so I can show you what I'm doing. It's pretty neat, so I'm going to show that to you really quick. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. So I'm going to show you a program that I use, and it basically mirrors what I'm doing on my iPhone on the screen of the computer. So let me pull this up really quick. And there we are. Alright, so once you click save there, the next thing you want to do is go to the App Store, and you're going to look for something called the Snappy app. So just go ahead and type it in the search bar. It'll work on the Play Store too. You'll see something similar to this logo. And once you've gotten here, you're in the right place. So go ahead and download that app. Already have it downloaded. Oh, and this is actually my my app from this morning. There we go. Alright, so once you log into the app, you're going to see this screen that's going to show you a list of all your apps. I have a bunch of stuff here. Just ignore all that though. If you actually scroll over here and press refresh, it'll show you, there you go. That's our app that we were working on. Some other stuff you can do here though, you can actually order an app right from this app. So that's a new feature that we added. I think it's pretty cool. Sorry about that. I just got an iPhone, so I'm still a little fat fingering this. You can also see your invitations that you send out to your multiple apps. Alright, so we want to go into the PDF we just created, so I'm just going to go ahead and press my app name app there. And I'm going to click development on that screen. The difference between development and production, don't click production basically until you publish your app. Development is when you're customizing it, so to speak, which is basically what we're doing here. And you can see I have my PDF form that I was working on earlier right on my phone. So if I want to type in a name, do that. Address, like I said, is going to be a little bit different. It's going to show you a map, but if you want to customize where that address is, you can just click that little globe on the top. I think for Android it's a little bit different, but it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. And you can see exactly where the location is. And then you can, oh, the thing I wanted to mention about the radio buttons. So you can see right here, if I click one, it only allows me to click one or the other. Checkboxes though, obviously I can click both of them. So just something to keep in mind. The drop-down example, you can see my different options, but it was initially left blank. I click over here. This is the, you can either take a photo and insert a picture, or you can draw. And like I said, this signature panel is going to be a little bit bigger than the one I'm going to show you in a bit. Oh, it's actually, let me show you that right now. If I click down here, see how tiny this is? I don't know why it's so thin. So I generally use the image and then I press draw to take a signature. This is the audio note. So depending on your phone, it's going to open a different program there. And then we have date and time. Like I said, you can customize this. There's no way to make it not customizable. So yeah, that's one of the things with the PDF form editor. And that's basically it. That's how you get the app running on your phone, and how you convert a PDF into an app in the first place. So I'm just going to close this out. If you have any other questions, you can go ahead and email support@Snappy or me, Steven at Snappy. And yeah, thanks for joining me in the webinar. And if you're watching this in the future, thanks for watching. And until next week, I think we're going to be doing something a little bit different next week, so be looking forward to that. Take it easy, guys.